So another video on permissions. Happy day. Um, so today we're going to cover umask, chmod a little bit more. We're going to go further in chmod and chattr. So let's look at umask first. Man, umask. Oh, that's right. We're not going to see much there. But if we type in umask, uh, we can see what ours is currently set to. And we can see it set to just 2. So a umask plays a little bit on the chmod in that, and I think I've cleared stuff up. So let's touch file 1, and that's mkdir folder 1. So there's a default creation, and for a file, the default creation is 6 for read and write. Read is 4, write is 2, and executable is 1. So the max would be 7. 7, 7, and 7. But 4 for read plus 2 for write would be 6. So this is 6, 6, and 4. The reason why is because these last 4 numbers subtract from the 6, 6, and the final one is for file creation, the default is 3 6s. If you minus 2 from that, the last one would end up with 4, which is just read. Okay, now for folders, it's different. For folders, the default creation is 3 7s. Read, write, execute. You need execute to get into the folder. So if we look at the folder creation, we've just minused 2 from it, which is the write on the last field. Now we're going to ignore this for now, but there is some special things that we can do with that. So read, write, execute. Okay. User group other, and you have read, write, execute is 4, 2, and 1. 4 plus 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. You could also have 1, or you could have 5, or you could have 3. So there's different combinations you can have for this. Okay. So so let's see. If we look, we can change our umask, by the way. So we have our umask right now is 0002. Let's change our umask, and let's do it with the letters. Umask. And we're going to do u equals read, write, execute. Group equals and other equals. Now if we type in umask, we can see that our umask is 077 because we let user have everything and we removed everything from the others, which is minusing 7. Okay. So now if we touch file 2 and we mkdir folder 2 and we look at the permissions, we can see that the permissions on file 2 are significantly less than file 1, and folder 2 are significantly less than folder 1. Okay. Now, I could also change this. Let's change this to something else. Oh, by the way, yeah. So we looked at my umask is now 0. Oops, that was great. My umask is now 077. Well, it might be that we want to just use the numbers, right? So we can do that. Umask, and let's set it to 007. So now if I type in umask, I can see that my umask is 0. It automatically puts that one on if you don't have it, 007. Okay, sweet. So now if I touch 3, file 3, and mkdir folder 3, and I do an ls-l, ls-l, we can see that file 3, we added back in the permissions. File 3 has more permissions than file 2, but less than file 1. And same with the folder, okay? So umask, we can work with using either the letters or the numbers. Now, last video that I created, we used chmod. So we can actually use chmod with the numbers as well. So let's just change, let's say that we want this one, file 2, to be read write for everyone. So chmod, I'm going to say, let's do read write for me. Well, let's do read write execute for me, read write for group, and read write for other. Okay. And file 2. Now if I do ls-l, and let's just look at file 2, we can see that we added in executable here. Okay. We added read write here, and we added read write here. Okay. So you can use the letters or the numbers with chmod and with umask. Okay. By the way, this umask is temporary when you run the command. So if I log out, and I'm just going to hit the up arrow so I can get my command and log back in, and I hit umask, I'll see that it's changed from 007 to 0002. Okay, so why do you think that happened? Because that's interesting, right? Let's look. So if we more our tilde /dot bash underscore profile. So this is something that runs when you log in, bash profile. Okay, so here's the bash profile. And if you look, it says, hey, to get the aliases and functions, go to this tilde bashrc, which is in your home. And then it sets a path, an export path. So you can edit this, you can add another file to it. But let's look at this tilde bashrc. So more tilde bashrc. By the way, with the dot before it, it says put it in the environment so that it stays around. Okay, so here we moored the bashrc. So this is the file. If you look here, it says, hey, source the global definitions. So here's another. If that file exists, put it into my environment. Okay, so let's more. Not dot. Etsy bashrc. This is one that runs for everyone. If you look, this is a big file. So it's, well, big. It fills my screen more than once. So I'm going to hit the space to go through it. So I had to hit the space bar 4 times to get through it. I'm just going to, in fact, you can look up here, there's umask, but I can grep umask. Oh, shoot. Grep umask. And this file was, let's just make sure we grab it really well. Etsy bashrc. Just paste it. So we can see here is by default we want umask to get set. So it sets the umask here. So if I wanted to overwrite this, I could put it in that my local bashrc, or I could create another script that it's called. But this defaultly sets the umask. And if you look here, it talks about if the user ID is greater than a certain number, then we do some things, then umask else. So we set it to this or else this. So it's going to be one or the other depending on this. Now, with that, we can change it so that it would alter each and every time by editing either the bash profile or the bashrc. One of those runs when you're logging in, and the other one runs also when you're logging in, but also if you just do scripts. So there's some different things there with your local bashrc, so the tilde one in your home directory. So, by the way, if we look ls-la, that there's the bashrc and the bash profile. Okay, I've been clearing my history. So there's my history and the bash logout. So That's more dot bash underscore log out. So it just calls nothing. So okay, so you could do some special things on log out. These others are for login. So bash profile and bashrc. For login, that's for log out, something you could do special, and then history is keeping track of my commands. Some cool things there. Okay, so we've covered some pretty cool things. We're going to add one more on here. We're going to add the chattr command because, well, we're going to do two more things actually. So if we look here, ls-l, so we can do a chmod plus t. And we're going to do this to folder 2. So we can see it actually did something special here. So this you can set some sticky bits for users and groups on files and folders. Those are some things we're not going to discuss in detail here. There are web pages out there. I haven't used it as much lately. We used to have to set sticky bit for script so that it would run as a specific user or group. And now oftentimes you just use sudo instead. But you do set the sticky bit on a folder so that if someone, well, let's look at the temp, ls-l/. So if we look here, temp has a special bit set because if someone creates something in temp, even if you have the rights to delete it, it won't let it forces it to be the owner. So there's some special things there. So there are still reasons why some of these special things are used. Chattr's different. So by the way, I'm still in my home directory. So let's say that this file1 is very important and anyone with right on the directory can delete it. So that doesn't make me happy. So I'm going to sudo chattr and we're going to add immutable. So and that is to file1. So if we do an ls-l, nothing really changed that we can see with file1. But if I try to remove file1, I can't. Well, let's let root do it then. Not allowed, even for root. So I need to sudo chattr and get rid of the immutable on file1. And then I can remove file1. So this might be good if you have a file that some reason someone's deleting and you don't like it. So just you can set it immutable and then even root can't delete it. And it's one of those things that as a system administrator, if you need to delete a file and you're like, why can't I delete this? And it sometimes takes you a while to realize, oh shoot, someone made this, someone did that. I just don't see it often. So there is good reasons to use it. I haven't seen that often in my career. So I think that's good enough for today. Have a good one.